Good Monday afternoon, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather portal. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith, and this is the winter storm video forecast discussion for this Monday afternoon. It's going to turn quite stormy around here and icy tonight and tomorrow morning. This is a video forecast discussion for Monday afternoon, the 16th of December, 2019. Start out with the water vapor channel here in the lower layers of the atmosphere. Lots of isentropic lifting starting to happen here as the storm gets organized across the Tennessee and Mississippi River Valley areas here. Got multiple waves of low pressure along this frontal system. Notice all this dry air diving into the south and east side of this storm system as it's evolving around this frontal boundary that's stretched out here. And we are already seeing the signs of lifting occurring throughout the northern mid-Atlantic region, even in the low levels during this afternoon. Look at all this dry air over the southeastern United States. And here is our confluent flow coming in from off of Canada here and Nova Scotia, and our upper level divergent flow, which is already beginning to happen. If we went to the upper level water vapor channel, this is a nice thing to show if this comes up here. And it does. We can see the storm evolving quite nicely between the polar and subtropical branches. Look at the connection here to the tropical feed here. It goes all the way down into Baja California. We've got a new storm system also coming into the western United States, and we've got an atmospheric river of storms that will be affecting this region of the country during the next week. One of the things I like to do when looking at the visible satellite imagery this afternoon is to look at where the convection is. You can see these rising cloud tops here over Missouri and Arkansas, portions of Oklahoma. This is indicative of very heavy lifting with thunderstorms and in this area here of the country. And this area here, while it's not going to thunder around here, it's going to enhance the precipitation totals as we head into towards the overnight and early morning and even during the entire day tomorrow across the northern mid-Atlantic. Okay, speaking of which, let's take a look at the latest mosaic of Doppler radars across the country. Already seeing what the visible satellite is showing. These clusters of showers and thunderstorms embedded in this flow here is going to enhance the lifting mechanism as this area of low pressure approaches and passes off the northern mid-Atlantic coast states by tomorrow. Okay, from the National Weather Service in Mount Holly this afternoon, updated at about 1:36 this afternoon. Everything in purple here is a winter weather advisory, and that's going to be for snow, freezing rain, and ice across the forecast region. This is going to be from tonight through tomorrow night. Now, obviously, the further south you go, things may change a little bit, but right now, everything that's in here in these boxes here in purple remain in effect through tomorrow night. I stand corrected. Some of these advisories to the south here will end tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, but across this region here of northern New Jersey here and the lower Hudson River Valley here into New York, well, these advisories are going to be in place until tomorrow night. Let's try to do a breakdown here now. Event total snowfall, and this was just updated before noon today. We're expecting about 2 to 3 inches across the Poconos near Allentown, north of 78 here, north of 80. This is from Mount Holly's office. Now the ice, this is going to be something. We're going to be monitoring this because even 1/10 of an inch, 20/100ths of an inch, 1/4 of an inch of ice could break down power lines and tree limbs and snap them. And this is the concern that we're going to see overnight tonight and tomorrow. Now, further south, where we had winter weather advisories, like in Wilmington and Elkton, that's been canceled. If we go down to Gloucester and Camden, western Burlington, Delaware, Philadelphia, also the winter weather advisory has been canceled. It's been canceled in winter advisories in effect until 6 p.m. Tuesday, again for Newton, Jim Thorpe, Stroudsburg, these areas here. And of course, all of New Brunswick, Reading, Trenton, winter weather advisories until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning before the precipitation changes over. And again, for Oxford, Westchester, and cities of Honeybrook in eastern Chester County here, winter weather advisories until 10 a.m. tomorrow. So it depends on where you're located, where these advisories and the transfer of the warm air over the region before the precipitation types change Right now, Warren, Morris, Lehigh, Northampton counties in effect from 1 p.m. Until 1 p.m. on Tuesday. So you see, everybody's going to switch over to snow, to rain, actually, eventually on Tuesday. But the damage will be done. Now, if we want to take a look at the probabilistic forecast here, and we want to do the range here, this is point, this is range. You know, again, 3 to 4 inches, Mount Pocono, Sussex, Morristown 2 to 3. Not too much has changed here. A lot less as you head down south towards New Brunswick, and of course less than an inch, and probably nothing here as you get into southeastern New Jersey, and of course the Delmarva area as well. This is what's important here is the ice forecast. In isentropic lifting events like this, ice is worse than snow. Everybody knows that. Nobody can drive in ice. So 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of ice around Interstate 80 and north of that, that's dangerous. That could break down power lines and tree limbs down. So we're going to be monitoring the power outages throughout the event. And then again, even 1/10 of an inch of ice, all these areas here, but the greatest chances of the highest amounts of ice with the back changeover of snow to sleet to freezing rain, back and forth tonight through tomorrow morning, with different waves of advection coming through, and the temperature at the surface profiles changing a little bit above and below freezing with each event. This is a good concern. Okay, first of all, before I go into the latest model guidance off the NAM or GFS or European model guidance or HRR, these are the observations right now as of 2:30 this afternoon. High pressure is evacuating the eastern United States here over the northern mid-Atlantic and especially over New England, but it's giving way very slowly, and we can see this in the baroclinic zone, which is setting up just to the south and east as this area of low pressure over the Tennessee and Mississippi River Valley and Ohio River Valley head in our direction. But we've got cold air damming because we can see the signatures of the isobars as they're dented in here. This is a signature that cold air is not going to leave that quickly, and it's going to be a problem going forward through the overnight and into early tomorrow morning. Now, the other things that I wanted to look at here in the meso analysis in this brief update, because we're going to do a lot of stuff during the next couple of hours. We've got the cold air locked in here. Everything in the blues here, this is at 3,000 feet. So we're finding warm air advection, which is isentropic lift, occurring over this dome here across the middle Mississippi and Tennessee River Valley area. That's expected to continue to move in our direction in a favorable environment during this afternoon and evening. If we went upstairs to mid-levels, 5,000 feet, again, isentropic lifting, warm air advection occurring in these regions here. And notice how this is all evolving here with our upper low at 850 millibars strung out here over the Tennessee and Arkansas area, Mississippi River Valley area here. And this is all heading in our direction. But notice the temperatures here at 5,000 feet. This is cold. So the temperatures in the lower layers of the atmosphere and the mid layers of the atmosphere, they all do matter. Now, frontogenetic forcing. This we're starting to see here evolve here over the Tennessee and Mississippi River Valley during this afternoon. We're not finding anything, we're finding a lot of stuff happening here at the surface, and this is an indication that this is really going to rock and roll, and that's why isentropic lift events like this, snowstorms and ice storms like this, are so impressive in the eastern United States, especially southern New England and the northern mid-Atlantic area, is because you've got a lot of warm air which is surging over the top of colder surface air here. And that's the reason why, you know, everything, it's not important to look at the snow totals. It's important to look at the snow and ice totals. And we're going to get into the model data, and we already know the water vapor looks juicy, and everything is going to equivalent to about an inch to an inch and a half of liquid equivalent. Some of that's going to be frozen too. So we know we're in for a long duration event. Look at this. This is impressive. This is impressive too. Look at all of the states and counties here that are in winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings here in the pinks. And in the greens here, we've got flood watches. So, and down into Texas, well, southeastern Texas, eastern Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi here, we've got a tornado watch in effect. And we've got severe thunderstorm warnings showing up. And we even have a tornado warning here. So this shows you how dynamic the atmosphere is getting. The front end of this is already starting to happen here. We're already seeing precipitation echoes here across the region. Now, the type of precipitation is important. Let's see if we can pull this up here. We're starting to see wet snowflakes, the atmosphere is dry here. So these are dry snowflakes, a couple of flurries out in the air here. But this is all going to fill in over the next couple of hours as the atmosphere begins to saturate and cool. Okay, let's take a look at the latest HRR model guidance here going forward. We're starting to see precipitation break out to the south over northern New Jersey as well. It's Virga right now, but that's all going to start to fill in during this evening. And it could start out as some sleet and some snow, obviously filling in north of 78 and 80 here. You get the idea that by tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be a strong mixture, especially tomorrow morning, a strong mixture of sleet and freezing rain and snow across portions of the Hudson River Valley area. 84, 80, 78. South of that, everything turns over to rain. But notice how through the morning hours tomorrow, this continues to be in a freezing rain sleet situation. This is where things get difficult because whatever snow falls over this area and then the ice on top of it is going to bring down power lines for sure. Again, throughout the day, the HRR model has been on this with increasing and southward poleward of the amount of snow. Now, again, the model is going to take into effect sleet and snow as the same ratio of a 10-to-1 ratio, and we're going to be pretty close to a 10-to-1 ratio. So with all this involved here, we could be looking at several inches of snow across this area here. This is what the latest model guidance is showing, and it's factoring in the sleet precipitation as snow as well. So really going to be icy dicey. When we look at the sleet total alone, let's focus here on southern Connecticut. Let's focus here on the Hudson River Valley area, northern New Jersey, north of 78 into the Poconos here, and out towards 78 towards Bethlehem. Again, these areas have enhanced regions where, we're going to find max totals here, 3-to-1 ratios here. So there's a lot of sleet on poles and wires that already have snow cover on top of them or below them, actually. Again, this screams to me like an ice storm here across northern New Jersey, the Hudson River Valley area, southern Connecticut, and further north, and across the Poconos too. Freezing rain, sleet totals, snow totals over this area. This is an ice storm right here. So we will be working in the background throughout the rest of the afternoon tonight and tomorrow morning right here at GardenStateWeather.com. And of course, we'll be posting on Facebook, Twitter, and all of our social media sites as well. For GardenStateWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. Be safe out there. Things are really going to turn ugly tonight and tomorrow morning.